At this point, when you have the bottom two layers solved, and you look at the top, you might have a yellow bar, or you might have a backwards L in yellow, or you might just have a yellow center, and then the other yellows might be somewhere else. Could be along the edge like this, or that one there, but they are not forming a backwards L or a bar. What you want to do if you have either one of these is you want to do a certain sequence. You want to rotate the front just once, kind of like getting it out of the way, and then you just do up, right, down, left again. And if I turn it back, now I have a bar on this one, just like I had on that one. If I would have just kept on going, so we'll turn this back again like it was. If I would have done it twice, well, now I'll do it one more time. Up, right, down, left. And then turn this thing back the way it was. Don't forget about turning it back. Then I'll have the yellow cross, or this shape, which is good. So here I've got a straight yellow bar. These two don't really matter because it's not a backwards L, but we are looking for the bar. If you have the bar, you do not want to face it this way towards you. You want to face it to the side. This way could work, or this way could work. It doesn't really matter. So again, turn the front, then you go up, right, down, left. And then you rotate this one back the way you had it. And now this one's actually really good. I'll turn it this way. This we call the fish. This kind of looks like a tail of a fish. The fish is swimming that way. This is the direction you want the fish swimming when you're ready for your next move. And this one here, you have to do the same sequence as you do on this one. It's the next sequence, and I'll show you that in the next video. For the next step, if you have one of these, you need to do something that I use a rhythm for. And I use this kind of a rhythm. I usually clap it, but you can't see it on the camera if I do it that way now. So we'll start with this one. No, we'll start with this one, actually. And you go like this. Up, right, down, right, up, right, right, down. Then you have a cross. And that's pretty good. It's not as good as this. You have a cross and one extra. That's the fish. This is good. So you do that rhythm. And this one is now all yellow, which is even better. We'll try to make this one all yellow by doing the same step a few times. Up, right, down, right, up, right, right, down. Should get the fish, and we do. If the fish is facing that direction or pointing that direction, you'll want to turn it so that it's pointing that direction. Or that's true for any direction. If he's pointing that direction, see, this is his tail, that's supposed to be his head, so if he's facing that direction, you turn him down twice so that he's facing this direction. So you always want him pointing down to your left, or southwest, you could say. And we'll do the same pattern again. Up, right, down, right, up, right, right, down. And now we have all yellow. And you notice this is all blue as well. So I think that's pretty obvious that we'll turn it that way. And then we're ready for the next step. Alright, so now that we've got the yellow top solved and we have the bottom two layers solved, I'll actually turn these two greens so that they're here. Then you can worry about getting the corners solved as well. And then the last step will be these edge pieces along the top. So in order to do that, I have a little sequence that we do. So we call it this. Turn out the lights. So you turn it down like a light switch. And we say go to, and pick a place that you want to go. I'll say California. Turn off the lights, and then you can go back home. Turn on the lights. Come back from California. Turn off the lights and go back home again. Now we turn on all the lights, and we can rotate the top slightly, and then we'll be good to go. So now we've got an entire back that's correct, and all the corners are correct. We just need to get these 3 pieces in the right spot. For this one that we did earlier, I think this is pretty good the way we have it oriented, especially because the back is all blue. So we turn the best to the back, and I'll do the turn off the lights thing. This time I'll say turn off the lights and go to Steinbach. Turn off the lights and go to Steinbach. Turn off the lights and go back home. So you turn the back twice. Turn on the lights, come back from Steinbach, turn off the lights, and go back home. Now, you can see that that's white. It needs to be on the bottom, so we turn on all the lights, and then we just rotate the top. You can see this is green, it needs to come over here. Let's call that unwinding. We've got the back is good now, and again, we just have these edge pieces to do. The corners are really good, the top is good, and the bottom layers are good. So we're almost done. One more step after this. Alright, for the last step, I use a rhythm as well, and here's the rhythm I use. I'll do that again. And the reason I use a rhythm is because I just cannot always remember the patterns that I need to. And a rhythm is just a little bit easier for me to remember. It still doesn't tell you which direction and what to turn, but for me that was the easier part, handling it. I just couldn't remember the patterns or the letters, so I remembered the pattern. So we start with this rhythm. So that I call this 1, 2. And then I say, this is the next, which I call this. And then I do this, which I call this. And then again. Which is twice this way. Now I forget. I think it's that way. And then we do this, and then, which is pretty obvious because the white needs to be on the bottom, so you turn it twice. Now we have a solved cube. You can do it with the other one. So here's the rhythm again.
You're not even on.
So we'll do that rhythm with this one. Face the green to the back. And the blue needs to go this way, so we'll have to turn it that way this time. And here we go. That's the rhythm. It's kind of corny, but it works. For me, anyway. Hopefully it works for you too. And now we have 2 solved Rubik's Cubes. And hopefully you have 1.